Hello, everyone. Unapologetically significant coming back at you.
Here we are.
Be bopping today. You know, that. Yes, we're feeling good as normal, and
Yeah.
hopefully you are too.
Yes, it's a beautiful day for a beautiful day to be blessed.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
So you got to get a little movement going in the body,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
It does the body good.
It literally does.
Yeah,
Movement, singing, dancing, exercising, that's
yeah.
all part of it.
Walking, you can just walk.
You could just walk
Yep,
it out.
yep, yep, yep. You know, they say that sitting at the desk all day is the new smoking.
Yes.
So you know what happened to them folks that smoke? A lot of
Mhm.
them. So
Mhm.
you don't want to go down that path.
Yeah. So
So
get your ass up, basically. That's what we're saying. And good morning. Let's get
yeah.
this party started. All right. So today we are going to touch on quite a few things. Thank you for everybody that sent in comments and thumbs ups and likes and all that stuff. We appreciate you. But some of the things that we heard from last week was about tongue and skin. We're coming into the summer, so folks had some questions. So we're gonna talk about it.
Oh
And
yeah.
you know what? Before we do, I'm sure all of you know. Put the brakes on. Rich and I come from an Ayurvedic background. Before we kind of jump into like tongue analysis and what that means and how you can tell what's going on with your body, we're going to break down just a brief description of what Ayurveda is, because some of y'all don't know, because we be getting those messages too.
Yeah. So Ayurveda, what is this funny word that nobody knows how to pronounce?
Yeah. Ayurveda. Ayurveda. You just say it faster.
Yep, yep. So, that's a Sanskrit word. Um, the whole science came from India. So the Sanskrit word, that was their original
Mhm.
language. Um, and what it is if you were to translate it, is the science of life.
Oh.
So understanding how life functions and what to do if it gets out of balance.
Mhm.
And it's very much tied into the elements of the earth. Okay. Because the earth and nature seems to do pretty darn well when we don't screw it up.
When we're not in there messing about and
Yeah.
our bodies are in sync with nature.
Yep. Yep.
It's just
Yep.
the science.
Exactly. So it originated probably 5 to 7,000 years ago. Been around for a long, 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 long time. And the reason a lot of people haven't heard of it, despite it being around for quite a while and being in the States for a while, is basically because you had two entities. You had Chinese medicine and you had Ayurveda.
Mhm.
And, it is what it is, but politics does play a role in this.
Mhm.
So, because of the desire of the United States to broaden the trade commerce with China, they allowed Chinese medicine to come into the United States. So it came in here, had an earlier foundation than Ayurveda. Now, when Ayurveda was trying to move into the United States, the science of it, we did not have the best relationship with India
Mhm.
at the time. So we blocked it for a while.
Mhm. Yeah, they put the kibosh on it.
Yep.
So,
But, it eventually made its way here. So if you look at the two, Ayurveda and Chinese medicine actually came out of
mhm.
Ayurveda. Ayurveda was first, and then Chinese medicine is a derivative of that. Okay, so to give it a little more credibility in case you're wondering, I don't know about this.
Right. It seems like it's a fad. Everybody's doing
Yep,
it. It's like
yep,
all of a sudden it popped up and everybody's an Ayurvedic practitioner. It's a
right.
little bit deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like you can get accreditations for anything, anywhere, but you really have to understand how it's done. And there's a lot of studying. Sanskrit is not an easy language to decipher.
Not at
Let's
all.
just say that. But it's all good, Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, but I just wanted to make sure that we kind of address that. It's basically an entire medical system.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's
It
what it is.
touches all the disciplines from pediatrics all the way to Geriatric.
Geriatric.
So it has all that stuff in there. Toxicology, you look at modern Western medicine, all the different segments we have, Ayurveda has.
Mhm,
So it's just a different type of
mhm,
medical system, looks at things totally different. Incorporates obviously it has to incorporate some of the Western thought, but it's more along the lines of energetics and how your body works. So just a real quick example before we dive in, look at herbs. Everybody knows about herbs. A lot of people take herbs and then whatever goes wrong. Ayurveda says, yeah, herbs are great, wonderful things. But with what you have going on, should you be taking heating or
mhm,
cooling herbs or neutral?
mhm.
Whoever thought about that?
Yeah, and every herb, everything has
Hmm.
some type of energetic component, and it's either gonna be heating or it's cooling or it's gonna be neutral, and that's important to know along with, like, the medical, dosage that you should be
Hmm.
taking. Like,
Hmm.
everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get some ashwagandha, or I'm gonna take some turmeric." Okay,
Hmm.
that's nice, but do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, right,
You know,
right, right.
how much are you taking? Is that a heating or cooling? Like, what's going on with you? With turmeric, you have to have something to activate the actual
Hmm.
qualities of turmeric, which
Right,
is basically black pepper.
right,
But like those things you really need to understand to get the full to optimize the herbs that you're taking. But it's an energetic thing.
right, right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yes.
ready to
Yes.
dive?
Yes. Yes. We're gonna dive in. In. La, 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 la. So
Yes.
let's talk about it. I,
Okay.
I
Tongue.
tongue. We're
We
gonna
gonna
talk about the
deal
tongue.
with the tongue. The tongue.
Yeah. So it's not just this thing that's in your mouth that helps you eat or eat ice cream or lick or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
more than that.
Much
It
more.
will tell you or identify potential opportunities or compromised systems in your body. It goes from
Mhm,
organs to stress
mhm.
to the
Hormones.
hormones, digestion. It covers all of that.
Yep.
And where should we start? Let's
Mm.
start with the color. Can we start with
Ooh,
color?
yeah. Let's start
Okay.
with the color.
So ideally the neutral state or the balanced state is going to be a pinkish color. Not, just like an even kind of pink color.
Mhm.
You get into there's red, there's purple-ish, red, purple, pale pink. And then there's what else? What am I missing?
Those are the
I think
major
the
ones.
things, yeah. So when you have your pale pink, I think mine might be a little bit coated because I just got through eating. But anyways, pale pink.
Eh.
Yeah, his is a pale pink. Balance, healthy, good. When your all tongues are gonna have a little bit of a coating on there. That's kind of normal. But when you are looking at your tongue, you are scraping your tongue. Okay. Most people brush, but we're scraping our tongue to get rid of the toxins or the ama that's on there. Okay. If you're brushing it, you're massaging those toxins back into your
Yeah,
body, which we do not
do
want to
not.
do.
Don't want that. Don't want that.
So that's kind of one and two. With the purple tongue or purple-ish, a darker red, you're starting to get into some circulation issues, like something's not going
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Um,
Could be oxygen, could be a little low on
yeah.
oxygen, your body's not, efficiently processing, oxygen, you could be low on it.
Uh-huh.
That's why when you go into whether you go into the ER or just in the hospital at all, what's one of the first things they do? They put that little clip on
Yep.
your finger. They're measuring your oxygen, see where your oxygen is,
Mhm.
because if it's low, then that's a whole nother issue that tells them kind of what's going on. So that's important.
Mhm.
But these little things, like you just mentioned, these are those little fine tidbits where you can get some indication of where you stand,
Mhm.
where you're headed. More
Yeah. And
importantly.
sometimes I use it as just a check. Like I need a second opinion. Hey, my
Hmm.
stomach is bothering. What's going on? I look at my tongue and I'm like, ah, aha. Yeah, there's
Yep.
something going on,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
is it serious? How serious is it? Then we can kinda determine that, but the tongue is a very useful tale to either kinda confirm or identify potential
Mhm.
issues.
Right. Right. And, in the morning when you get up and, when you go to do your oral hygiene, um, and you scrape your tongue, as Shelley just mentioned, take a second and
Look
look
at
at it.
it.
Look at it. I know it's not the greatest thing to look
It's like
at.
when you go to the bathroom, you kinda have
Yeah.
to wipe and look, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you just can't wipe and just
Yeah.
tuck
Yeah.
it, like,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You scrape, and we're not talking about putting a bunch of pressure on it and
Yeah.
scraping all your
We're not
taste
taking
buds
paint
out.
off the wall.
We're
Okay.
not this is not Bondo. We're just like a slight scrape off maybe 6 or 7 times. Look at it.
Look at it. Looking for is the color. That's the main thing you're looking for.
Mhm,
What color is it? Because it can be a few different
mhm.
colors. It can be that white color.
Typically, it's gonna be white.
Typically, it's going to be white. That's the kapha.
Mhm,
And we'll get into that in a second. But there's a bioenergetic in your body that's called kapha.
mhm,
And what it really is it's the interstitial fluid that runs in your body. Without it, you wouldn't be here.
mhm.
Okay. So it's a pretty important thing. But it will plate out on the tongue just naturally overnight while you're sleeping. So that's what it should be. Okay. Now you may notice a slight tinge of yellow in
Mhm,
there sometimes. Well, that's telling you something because it shouldn't be. And what that is telling you, another bioenergy called pitta, Pitta,
mhm.
is out of balance. You have too much heat in your body. And I'm not talking about it's hot
Yeah.
outside and that kind of heat.
We're talking about inflammation, internal.
So down to the cellular level,
Right.
there's too much heat in those cells. So that heat has to escape some kind of way. Otherwise, that cell won't exist anymore. And it will show up in the tongue as a yellowish kind of color.
Mhm,
Okay. Um, so then you can have a tannish color in there. Tan. Oh my God. What does
mhm,
that mean? Well, that means your vata is out of balance. Vata, what is that? Vata. What's that? That's the bioenergy in your body that moves all the fluids.
mhm.
You wouldn't poop, you wouldn't pee, blood wouldn't flow,
Yeah.
lymphatic stuff. You need Vata's energy for the movement of all these processes that take place in the body. So a pretty important thing. And what's that telling you? You're too dried out. Something's wrong. The loves dry food, crackers, crunchy stuff.
Crunchy, dry, chips,
Yep,
popcorn,
yep. So you've gone
salad.
yep, you've gone too far with some of those things and you're a little bit out of balance. But that's a quick way to say, hey, something's a little
Mhm,
off. And we'll touch on some of those things. But it's kapha, pitta, and
Vata.
vata. One thing about vata, because I know I'll forget later if I don't mention it
Mhm.
now, a lot of the medications, supplements you may take, other things, you see that warning on the bottom on the
Don't take
label?
if you're pregnant?
Yeah,
Mhm,
because there could be vata energy in there. And vata energy is movement and it's a downward movement. That's why your bowels come out, that's
mhm.
why your urine comes out. There's a downward energetics that wants to push things out that
And the
shouldn't be there.
last thing they wanna
To
do
be pushing
is
on the
pushing
baby.
on the baby or creating those energetics, activating those downward,
Yep,
movement
yep,
when you're
yep,
pregnant.
yep. So
Yeah,
I don't know how many of you knew that, but
yeah.
tidbit for the day.
I
One
didn't
of the
know it
tidbits.
until I took a class on it. Like, it didn't even register that there was a thing that had all these components, right? So,
Yeah.
kapha, pitta, vata, had no
Mhm.
idea that they existed. So I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a lot of y'all that we're gonna get some messages about,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hold up, go over this again." And the crazy thing about it, or the thing about it is, we all have all. You should have all three.
Yep.
We do have all three. It's just through life in this life, they get unbalanced. and then
you
that's
know?
when you see the telltale signs on your tongue, and then you'll see them in your body as well. Skin is gonna be one of the biggest organs in the body, so you'll see
Yep,
things there, but
yep,
we'll touch on that
yep,
as
yep.
well. But sorry, friend, go ahead.
No, no problem. And it also is kinda like a puzzle piece,
Mhm,
because when you're trying to figure out what's going on, you may have something going on. "Oh, man, I don't know what this is, what it could be." It acts as a kind of as a puzzle piece,
mhm,
because if you look at the bioenergies, these 3 that we're talking about, and you look at where they mainly reside in the body, okay? So you got you got the 3 of 'em. Uh, Vata is gonna be kinda lower stomach, colon, intestines, all that kinda area. That's kinda where it's home base. Now
mhm.
they can spread other places, but that's the crib. They
Yeah.
that's his home base there.
Mhm,
Right above that, stomach, mid-stomach, and up,
mhm.
just short of the lungs, you have Pitta.
Which is gonna be that transformative energy.
Yep, yep,
That's what breaks it down and it helps you utilize it in other places, so that's the
yep, yep. And then above that, you got kapha.
Mhm,
So kapha deals a lot with the lungs, all this mucus and stuff that you can get. Kapha, that's what it is. It's
mhm,
kapha. Kapha's over the top. Young kids, they always got runny noses and this and that and all the time. Oh well, there's kids and they pick up germs and this and that. Yeah, they do, but their kapha is out of balance. That's the
mhm.
problem. And if you knew how to balance kapha, you could stop a lot of that. So I'm sure we'll get some comments on that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, especially as we approach the allergy season.
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. So that way you can kind of determine, oh, I got um, a little tannish going on. Well, something's not happy down in your digestive
Mhm,
tract, and it could be a number of things. But at least you know that's kind of the area that we're looking at,
mhm,
and so these 3 kind of give you
mhm.
indications. Okay,
Yeah, and they're not sometimes they're immediate, but for most folks, they're at that 10 to 12, 24-hour mark before you're gonna see it. So
right.
you eat something today or something really freaks you out, you have a stressful, traumatic day, you're gonna probably
Hmm.
see it within that next 24 hours on
Yep.
your tongue,
Yep.
let alone, your body's gonna do what it does, but on your tongue, you're gonna be able to see it.
Especially if you're traveling.
Oof.
If you're flying in a plane, again, Vata. Think of Vata almost like,
It's air.
yeah, it's air. It's air. So when you're up in the plane, and obviously you're moving pretty fast through the air, now you're the energetics of that air is having an effect on your body. So that's gonna take your vata up naturally.
Mhm.
Okay. So you could see a little tannish the next day, as you just mentioned, on your tongue. Um, and while we're on traveling, since summer's coming up, people gonna be traveling, this, that, and the other thing. When you take a trip somewhere, typically, say you leave in the morning and you get there probably about lunchtime, a little bit before lunch, and you land, you get set up wherever you're going to be, and oh, let's go get a bite to eat.
Grab something quick.
Yeah, it's lunchtime, so I think I'll have a salad.
We just told you guys that there's, energetics in food as well. So
Yeah,
when you those salads, what are they? They're crisp, they're light, they're crunchy.
crunchy.
Those
Yeah.
are already Vata
Yep.
foods. So now you just got off an airplane that you've been in the air, so your Vata's already high. Now you're gonna go ahead and eat a salad, which is going to just tick this up. So it's at the bottom. So now it's pushing on
Pitta.
Pitta, which is a transformative energy, and it's pushing Pitta into Kapha, and it just goes one
Three.
real
And
quick.
you wonder why by that time of the afternoon or the next day when you're deciding what you want to do, and you've already decided before you went on this trip, but you
Mhm.
get there now, oh, well, maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
And now you're second guessing things.
Mhm.
Well, that's because you got these energies out of
Mhm.
whack. So instead of having some soup, instead of having salad, have some soup
Yeah, something
that
oily.
that counters the
Yeah. Yeah.
dryness. And just you don't have to have a big old bowl
Yeah,
of it.
chili would be good. That's
Yep,
usually what I
yep,
do.
yep,
Oatmeal
yep.
would be good.
Something that has that creamy, unctuous kinda
Mhm.
texture to it because that will counterbalance the dryness. Okay.
So all
It's like oiling a car
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. So
Excuse
all
me.
of these things, the beauty about like holistic lifestyle and Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine, you're typically using what you have to balance out. It's all about balance.
Hmm.
If it's out of whack, we want to do the opposite or somewhere in the middle to kind of bring that down. And it usually brings it down pretty quickly.
Yep.
It's just when we go long periods of time with being in
Hmm.
balance, and now we're trying to take some, turmeric tea, like,
Yeah.
yo, that ain't gonna work. We're way past that. But like small little things, like traveling, um, getting ready to take a test. There's certain things that you can do, foods you can eat, herbs you could take, spices you can infuse into your drinks or your food to
Hmm.
kind of help balance that out. And it works. Like, y'all, we are not over here just like, hey, I read this in section 7 on page 3. No, that's not it. Like chart ourselves. Like we will sit here and we will try these herbs. We'll mix the herbs. I remember one time, I don't know, we had ashwagandha and what was it? Bacopa.
Yeah.
I mean, they're nasty too. The bitter, the better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were taking that.
Just get past it.
Yes. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And next thing I know was I was high as a Georgia pine tree. I was like, hey, let's do it. What was that cocktail again? It was very efficient. That's all I'm going to say. But the moral of the story is we actually test this stuff out. Not only did we get educated, right? We have our
Hmm.
certificates and degrees and all that, yada, yada, yada. But we actually will practice this and say, okay, we're different people. He's Kapha. Obviously, I'm Pitta. You already know. But we're different. So we have to
Hmm.
treat each other like a whole. Where I was high as a Georgia pine tree, this dude was like doing Chinese math backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like it will have different effects. And that's one of the things that you have to be aware of as you're scrolling through social media and you see something that pops up for beets or spirulina
Hmm.
or matcha. That's drying, by the way. Like all of these things, you need to figure out where you are. And so
Hmm.
you can tell how that's going to impact your body. Right now, it might taste good, it might feel good, but
Hmm.
tomorrow you're going to be like, ADHD all over the place. You're not
Yeah.
going to be able to
Yeah.
make a decision because what do we do? We just increase kapha, and kapha is like la la, moving you around. Your ideas aren't as crisp and clear as you would like them to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I digress.
No, no, that's perfect. So, all that is important. Now, some of you are already saying, well, how do I know? Because everybody has a dominant, um,
Constitution,
yeah,
or
constitution.
yeah.
You're either pitta, kapha, vata,
Mhm.
but you have a secondary one also. Okay.
And for those unicorns out there,
There,
you're balancing all
you got
3,
all three.
which
So you're probably wondering, well, how do I know?
mhm.
BanyanBotanicals.com. Go on there and it will say, take the constitution test. Click on that. It's going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Answer them truthfully, not what
That
you think. "Oh, I think
not
I'm
what you
this."
want to be.
Yeah, not be what you are. That's important. Don't be up here lying. That ain't gonna do
Yeah.
nobody any good.
Do you do you use the bathroom regularly? Number 2. Oh yeah. Maybe you want to, but you're not. Tell the truth. No, no, I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
And that, excuse me, at the end, it will tell you what your main constitution is. And it even goes as far as to tell you what foods are better for you in
Mhm.
terms of keeping you in balance. So
Yep.
that's a quick way to figure it out.
Mhm. There's a more technical way to figure it out too, isn't there, boss?
We be talking about pulse
Yes.
identification.
Yeah. Pulse analysis.
Yes, pulse analysis is a technique used in Ayurveda where you can determine an awful lot of things. And how much do we want to get into
Yeah, we're
that?
just touching on it. We'll save that for next time, but
Yeah,
just
yeah,
know it exists,
yeah.
and it's a thing,
It's
and
a
that's the
good.
way. So there's always going to be different, tools that we use to confirm the ones that we have.
Hmm.
So we'll do
Hmm.
like 2, 3, 4 just to make sure they all match. If they
Right,
don't, we
right.
might go back and double back and test it and see if that was off and you were being embellishing on how many times you poop or not, you know what I'm saying? But there's we make sure that we know. So because it you have to we test, don't
Hmm.
guess.
Right.
Like,
There you
you
go.
have to know, otherwise we're gonna be treating the wrong thing, and that happens, I would probably say often of just the assumption like, "Oh, I looked at my tongue and I'm this," or "I took this
Mhm.
test and I'm this."
Mhm.
It's going to change, like,
Yep. Yep.
especially at, like, every decade, you're 10 years older or 10 years younger, however you wanna look at that.
Eight
It's
years.
a change in the season. It's a change in where you are in life
Yep.
that may change, but I think we might be I don't wanna confuse you guys. We're gonna stick to kinda reel it back, and we understand that there's the constitution that lives in all of us. There's in the body, the energetic. So there's Vata, Kapha, and Pitta. I did them
Yep.
out of order, but
Yeah.
Kapha, Pitta, Vata. Kapha, Pitta, Kapha. Okay. So that's what you need to understand the basics. The tongue, we went over the colors, we went over the scraping. We can deep dive into that too. There's eye analysis. There's like all these things. These fun, totally cool things that we can
When you
do.
go to an Ayurvedic doctor,
Oh,
practitioner, they look at all of this stuff.
hmm
So your normal doctor that you go to now,
he or she is amazing.
yeah,
Woo.
yeah, yeah. But there'll be a whole nother set of things that the practitioner or doctor will look at.
Mm-hmm.
Skin analysis. They'll look at your skin. They'll look at your nails. It's
Mm-hmm.
one of the first things. And on your nails, the bed of your nails, um, they will look to see if there are any lines there. If you have those long lines that kind of run the length of your nail, that's telling you something because it's supposed to be smooth
Yeah.
and not from going to the nail shop and buffing them out or doing it
Yeah. Just
yourself.
naturally.
Naturally, they're supposed to be smooth. If they're not, that tells you you're too dry.
Mhm.
You're too dry. Oh, I drink all this water and I do all this. Well, do you really?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. But that's telling you that Vata is off. You're too dry.
Mhm.
Vata is all about dryness. So you need to do something to infuse more water into your system.
Mhm.
Okay. But that's a quick check. Just look down there and see.
Yeah.
And it will respond. As you hydrate better, it will respond. And those lines will start to disappear. But quick, how long does that take? Second.
Yeah.
Look down there.
Yep.
So Ayurveda has these different types of things you can look at. Well, what about the rest of your skin? Do you have that glow to your skin? It looks like, you ever use lotion or any, eaten anything healthy in, the last 10 years? And, is it all dried out, cracked, and you got this and that
Does it
going
start
on?
to look scaly?
Yeah,
Because sometimes you'll see skin, especially
fish
on your
skin.
legs, that you'll see it starts to if you look really close, it starts to get a little scaly,
Mhm.
and, that's extreme dryness, and that's
Yep.
teetering over into the heating
Yep.
portion
Yep. 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 Yep.
where you're starting to crack.
Excuse me. Yep.
That includes the heels of your feet too, like,
Yep. Yep. And, there's a lot of people that like hot, spicy food.
"I know, me, I do." Us on the West Coast, we can't get it hot enough sometimes.
And, that's fine, but you gotta keep it in balance.
Mhm.
That's the thing, because you can go overboard where your body is so hot internally, it's playing out on the skin. It's drying the skin out because the heat is trying to come out,
Yeah.
and it dries it out.
It dries it out. You'll see it in, acne, you'll see it in rosacea, you'll
Yep,
see it in
yep,
eczema. All of those signs are heating. Those are signs that your body internal heat is too dang high.
yep, yep. So all of
Coffee,
the
heating.
yep, yep,
Spicy food, heating.
yep.
Uh, cinnamon, heating. Some dairy products, heating. Like, you go down the list of things that you're like, "Oh, it's just cinnamon. I got cinnamon in my coffee." Well, that's double negative right there. Okay.
Yep,
So
yep, yep,
you're jacking yourself up.
yep.
So you just need to figure out what the cooling foods are. You
Mhm.
hear big on alkaline. You need an alkaline diet. Well, the alkaline diet really is based on a lot of cooling foods because everybody typically nowadays is running slightly hot.
Yep, yep.
So it's definitely not it's not going to hurt you to have an alkaline diet. It's actually going to
Right.
help you because 9 times out of 10 we're always a little bit hot.
Yep. So why don't we jump into some foods and stuff, and just to give folks
Yep.
an example. Let's see where
All
we
right.
want
I don't have
to.
my glasses on, so this is going to be a bit of a struggle. Um, but let's start with grains, because I know a lot of you guys, it's coming up to summer, everybody wants to get their carbs out and all this stuff, but for grains, Vata, there's a lot of things y'all should avoid, okay? Barley, bread in general, buckwheat, corn, couscous, crackers, granola, all of those dry,
Crunchy.
crunchy things, rye, spelt, tapioca, all those things for vata, not so good. Okay. So you want to lean more towards cooked oats, pancakes, quinoa, rice, can't even see what that says, sprouted wheat
Hmm.
and wheat. All good for vata. Okay. So when you're making your sandwiches, your salads, you could add any of those. Most popular are probably going to be oats, cooked oats, and quinoa are going to
Hmm.
be your best bet. And of course, spelt bread. Oh my God, that's amazing for everybody. Hard
Yep.
to find,
Yep.
but
Yep.
pizzas, my hot folks.
Yeah.
You pretty much can do anything because your body's going to immediately incinerate everything. But avoiding, of course, corn, bread with yeast in it, buckwheat, rice, especially brown rice, rye, those kind of things. But everything else, open season, you can pretty
Yeah.
much have it. But again, those dry, crunchy things are kind of the things we want
Yep.
to avoid.
Yep.
Kapha, richest folks,
Yeah.
we want to avoid pretty much bread with yeast.
Yep. Yep.
Yeast is getting us.
Yep.
Oats, pancakes, is this say pastries? What is pasta, sorry.
Pasta. Pasta.
Pasta, wheat,
Again, those things that are kind of more unctuous and
yeah.
whatnot, and Kafka's already has those tendencies. So as you add those things in there, it just doesn't bode well. It
Mhm.
puts my Kafka up. Well, what's wrong with getting Kafka up? Well, number one, Kafka also, if your Kafka gets too high, you will not want to get off the couch.
Yeah.
That'll slow you down. Kafka is a more slow moving but steady type of energy. And if you bog it down too much, you don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So that's one reason. There's many others, but that's one.
And don't I mean, like, if it's on the and you we'll put the link in the bio where you guys can get this information yourself, so you can just message us and we'll send it to you. But don't go about this like, "Oh, I can't eat anything. I'm just gonna just," no, that's not it. If you have bread with yeast in it, a couple days a week, it's not gonna kill you, especially
Right.
if you're balancing it off. So,
Right. Right.
this is more of like unaware of like, I'm not gonna have 10 sandwiches
You're right. Right.
like all week long. I'm gonna have or especially before bed, I'm gonna have a PB&J, or I'm gonna just have some toast. Like this is your life. So you
Yep.
just want to make little tiny pivots or be aware of, if I'm gonna do this, I definitely know I need to drink a whole bunch of water, or I need to
Right.
have some cucumber or some tomatoes or something to balance that dish out,
Yep.
so it's not like attacking your body. It's actually nourishing your body. That's what you want. So you want a combination. This is why we always talk about a balanced diet, a
Yep.
balanced food. It's
Yep.
not necessarily about it's the portion size. It's about what you're actually
Yep.
digesting. It's what
Yep.
you're eating. So if you have a little bit of kale and a little bit of cucumber, a little bit of quinoa, a little bit of cilantro, like
Yeah.
you can have a little bit of chicken or tofu, whatever you're gonna have. It has to be balanced. And that's going to counterbalance all of these things that say you
Yep.
can't have. We're not saying
Yep.
you cannot ever have it. We're just saying if you're gonna have that, you need to balance it out. Otherwise, you're gonna be bloated.
Right.
You're gonna be, your head's gonna be over there, or you're not
Yep.
gonna want to get off the couch. You're gonna get the itis, like
Yep. Yep.
Thanksgiving itis.
Yep. And again, as we started out, there are some. This will help you understand some things that may be going on with you. An example, a friend of mine, every day, uh, I used to work with him. He's coughing. He's having all kinds of like he coughing up a lung. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you doing? I mean, every single day.
And
And
post-COVID, you ain't supposed to be coughing around nobody,
yeah,
especially in that no dang cubicle.
so we got to talking one day, and I brought up this coughing thing. He goes, "Oh, I've had this for years." I go, "So what do you eat in the morning?" He goes, "Oh, it's pretty much I have in my regiment. I have some yogurt and I have a banana." I go. every morning? He goes, yeah, every morning. I'm like, okay. And now I'm thinking, okay, bananas.
Mhm.
Bananas are wonderful for you. Great thing. But every day, especially if you're a kapha, and he was a kapha, I could tell by certain things that he was a kapha. Bananas are a very mucus producing thing.
Mhm.
And the quote unquote, not the mucus, well, the mucus that you cough up, and a lot of that is has kapha energetics in it. So if he's eating a banana every single day
And yogurt, dairy.
and dairy, he's sending that kapha through the roof, and thus more production of mucus, more coughing and whatnot. I go, why don't you lay off of that for 3 days, just 3 days? Don't eat any bananas and lay off the yogurt. He did not cough.
Mhm.
It can happen that quick.
Yeah. And I know who you're talking about because he sat right behind me, okay? And it was just like all of a sudden he was quiet. I'm like, "You back
You pass out? You
there? You
okay?
okay?"
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So that I mean, and I'm glad you said that because you think about all the people that are, of course, having their protein shakes in the morning, especially as we
Mhm.
approach the summer and everybody's trying to get their hot girl summer on. You're using bananas. A
Yep,
lot of these
yep.
recipes ask for bananas. If you're having a protein shake every day with banana,
Mhm.
maybe well,
Yeah,
maybe we want to mix that up a little bit.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
banana again, banana, all of it's great,
yeah,
but you got to make sure you're mixing something in with that to balance off the energetics of that thing.
right.
Again, don't want to overthink this, not make it sciencey. That's why we're just saying balanced diet. Like
Yeah, yeah,
hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. That's the kind of, bitter, sweet, salty, pungent. All of those things are elements that should be incorporated in just about every meal. So then you don't have to worry about what's off. In our day,
right.
we can't do that. Like, that's not your strong suit. You are not a psychologist. You're not a
It's
biologist, a nutritionist. So, you're going to have to kind of take your word for it and just
right.
try it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you'll learn it as you go along because you'll be
Mhm.
charting your body and be like, hey, you know what? I don't have that cough
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Or I don't have that. I'm not bloated as much anymore when I didn't start my day with coffee
You
with
know,
cinnamon.
I seem to sleep a little worse when I have some buffalo hot wings.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
Yeah.
Sending that pitta too high. And now you got pitta all upset and doing its thing, and you probably won't sleep
Yeah.
well.
And let's have those buffalo hot wings with the margarita. Okay. That's a good one. Alcohol is heating.
Mhm.
Pretty
Yeah,
much all of it
yeah.
is heating. So if you have inflammation issues and then you top it with some spice and then you top it with not going to bed on time, like you have just made
That's why
yourself
you're all jacked up.
that's I was gonna say it nicer, but basically you're jacked up. You did it to yourself.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah.
It's like you have to really sit back and analyze like what we're doing to ourselves. It's not like we're just going to lunch and we're going to happy hour. It's bigger than that. Like you can still go out and have a great time. You can have a cocktail or two if you choose to.
Yeah,
You just need to make sure you're A, moderation, and B, balance.
yeah,
That's the name of the game.
yeah.
It's always going to be balanced. You can't be too much of a party girl and then you can't be too much of a couch potato. You can't be one that burns at both ends and a workaholic, or you
Mhm.
can't be like, it's YOLO. What's the purpose? Like there has to be balance in all things. It's like I want to do this because I'm a double Dutch champion, but you have to get those ropes turning where you're just segueing side to side, and then you got one foot in. Anyways, I'll just stop.
Oh, well, give us a demo.
I'm just saying. Anybody want to knows of a double Dutch team that
No.
is looking for somebody? I'm your girl.
Okay, I think we're probably gonna wrap up with
Yeah.
this. Um, and
We
that
didn't really go into the skin. We
oh,
touched on
we
it.
gonna get next time, we gonna
Yeah,
get
we're gonna
into
have to
this
save
is
that
part
one.
1.
This is part one.
Yeah, because it's just too much
It
to
is. We
cover.
didn't go over spices,
Mhm.
teas, so it's like
Eats, all that
meats,
kinda
like
stuff.
all of
Oh, we're
that
gonna
stuff.
dive into all that
But
stuff,
skin,
so
like especially we're in a day and age where optics is everything, right? We're
mhm.
a little bit superficial. So
Yeah,
everybody's lathering themselves and spritzing and spraying and all
yeah.
this stuff.
We gonna get into all that. We're gonna get into all that.
More to come.
But I'm gonna end with this. You know, as been mentioned previously, this not a hobby for us.
Mm-mm.
Okay. This is what we do. This is what we believe in. We practice it as best we can. We're not perfect. Um, but yesterday I went to a traditional doctor just for a checkup.
Mm.
Okay, get my yearly checkup. And this guy was absolutely amazed because I brought in my test results. Test, don't guess.
Mm.
I brought in my test results. He's looking through all these things. And his first question was, "Are you really that age?" I know how old I
Yeah,
am,
like,
man.
why would I make that up?
What's up with this? Where are we headed with
Yeah, Imma
this?
shave some numbers off if
Yeah.
that's the case.
Do I pay less if I'm younger? What is it? But anyway, what he was getting at and what I want to get at is at the ripe age of 71, 0 medications, row, everything's, all the numbers were looking good. And he was just astounded. He goes, "Well, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I go, "Well, number one, I'm eating right, trying to eat right, getting not perfect, exercising. I am taking targeted supplementation. So if I got a little weak area, I take a supplement that's for that particular area, not
Mhm.
pharmaceutics, anything like that." And he was like, and he looked at them, he goes, "Okay, this is good stuff." But he was still confused. He's like, "Hey, but you," I go, "But I've had open heart
Yeah.
surgery. I've had prostate cancer. I've had pneumonia. I had valley fever. Those things of life that hit you. But I recovered so quickly from each and
Mhm.
every one of those, and my body's back to it's probably better shape than I was when I was in 30 years old.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm practicing all the stuff that we
Yeah.
tell you."
He's being intentional about his health.
Yep.
It's like, and why not? Why wouldn't we? And I think sometimes it gets a little intimidating because we're not doctors or we don't have a PhD, but you have to start somewhere.
Yep.
Be intentional about your health, just in baby steps, and you'll get to that point too. That's amazing, Rich. First and foremost, let me just give you your props because it's not easy making a decision to not drink or to
Mhm.
not have fried food every day or to not drink soda. Like there's a lot of tasty deliciousness
Oh,
going
yeah,
out
yeah.
or having excuses like, hey, you work. You're working a 20 your job, your day job, you got deal with traffic and kids in college and you got me over here telling you all kinds of crap. And then you come home and you work out.
Mhm.
It's called willpower and determination, resilience. Like we all have it in us. We just have to stop arguing our limitations and coming up with
Mhm.
excuses and
Mhm.
just do it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
do it.
You know, my goal really is to go to about 105. That's
Come
what
on,
I
come
wanna
on, Moses. Come over in
I
here.
got it. Where's my staff?
Where's your staff? Let's practice breath.
But,
See,
uh, the question is why not? And
why
most
not?
people, "Well, you're old and you can't do anything." Well, that's if you don't do these
Yeah,
things. Yeah, you're not gonna make it.
yeah.
Point blank, you're not gonna make it. "Oh, I don't wanna live that old." Why not?
Why not?
Oh, because and the first thing is, because I won't be able to do this and
Yeah,
that, and people gotta take care of me. Well, that's if you don't take care of you
yeah,
earlier, okay? 'Cause I don't plan to just crawl into the latter years.
yeah. You're gonna be sprinting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh,
like
yeah.
when we hear something's gonna happen to Rich. It's gonna be like he was hiking and got attacked by a bear. It's not gonna be old age. It's gonna be like, oh, that bus. It's gonna be something wild and crazy. I'm like, okay, then it was
He
definitely
decided to wrestle an alligator. The thing bit his head
and he
off.
lost. That's the kind of story we're gonna hear. That's the kind of story you want to hear. Like not, and everything happens at different times for different people, and some are a little bit more painstaking and tragic,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But it could be it's a choice.
Yeah.
At this point, it's a choice.
And, it's one of the greatest pleasures I get is being able to tell my story and let people know that they can come
It's possible.
100% all the way back. You can. You can do it. I've done it. And I believe a lot of these things have happened to me, so I can tell that
Mhm.
story because people need hope. They need an example, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you need an example of someone that overcame this, overcame that, those
Mhm.
people are out there. I'm one of
It's
I had
testimony.
probably the mo other than a heart transplant, I probably had the toughest heart surgery there was,
Mhm.
and in 6 weeks, I was back to work. A lot of people take months
Yeah, I
to
was
get
like,
back to
"Dude, stay
work.
home. You still got PTO. What you doing?"
But, all that to say, you know, really internalize what we're saying because it does work, and
Mhm.
we're just trying to give you the tidbits of, some
It's
things that will help you recognize things, live a healthier life.
Mhm.
If you're healthy, you're happier. Because believe me, if you're not healthy, I don't know about where the happiness
Yeah.
gonna come from.
Yeah, you could be as rich as you want to. If you're not healthy, like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's all for naught.
yeah, yeah.
It's just like a little inspiration to remind you that you can do it. You just have to, like, put down your phone for a little while, take 30 minutes out of your screen time, and just
Mhm.
research something a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
Hell yeah, if you don't have the time, just message us and we'll do half the research for you, but
yeah,
we ain't gonna do
yeah.
it all. You
Yeah.
gotta do some of the work.
You got some skin in the game.
Yeah, you got we need some skin in the game for sure.
And that skin better be looking good, so
Yeah,
if not,
moisturizing,
we'll help you.
glowing. Yeah, that's next week.
Alright, I think that's it.
All right.
So we will, sign off. Appreciate all of you, and, until next time,
Toodaloo.
later.